Professional begins the week with 30 tasks on a digital board. New requests arrive through email, chat, meetings, and project management platforms. Instead of finishing the work already in progress, the employee starts several new activities to show that every request has received attention. By Wednesday, 15 tasks are marked as in progress. None of them is close to completion. This is inventory in knowledge work. In a factory, inventory includes materials waiting to be processed and products waiting to move to the next operation. In knowledge work, inventory appears as unanswered messages, unfinished analyses, documents waiting for review, open projects, pending approvals, and decisions that have not been completed. Because this inventory is digital, it can accumulate without occupying visible physical space. But it still creates cost. Every unfinished task consumes attention, increases coordination, and makes priorities more difficult to understand. Just-in-time offers a different approach. The principle is not to make people work faster, eliminate every margin, or create permanent urgency. It is to provide the right work, information, and decision at the right time in the amount the system can realistically handle. In this video, we will explore how just-in-time can improve knowledge work without creating overload. If you want more practical content about Lean Six Sigma and modern operational excellence, subscribe to the Lean Six Sigma channel and join us throughout this series. Many organizations reward starting work. A customer request arrives, and someone immediately opens a task. A manager suggests an idea, and a project is created. A problem appears, and a meeting is scheduled. The organization feels responsive because everything has started. But starting work does not create customer value. Finishing work does. When too many activities begin simultaneously, employees must switch constantly between them. They open one document, answer a message, join a meeting, update another task, and then attempt to return to the original analysis. Every transition requires the person to recover context. What was the objective? Which information had already been verified? What decision was still required? This switching creates cognitive setup time. It is similar to changing a machine between different products, except the change occurs inside human attention. Large amounts of work in progress also increase lead time. If a person has capacity to complete 5 tasks but receives 20, the work does not become faster. Each task waits while the employee works on the others. Starting everything creates the appearance of responsiveness while delaying actual delivery. A better question is not, how quickly did we begin? It is, how quickly did value reach the customer? Just-in-time is often misunderstood as operating with no inventory, no flexibility, and no protection against variation. In knowledge work, this misunderstanding can become dangerous. Managers may use JIT language to justify unrealistic deadlines, constant urgency, or insufficient staffing. But pressure is not just in time. A reliable JIT system requires stable processes, visible demand, clear priorities, capable resources, and disciplined flow. The objective is to prevent work from entering the system faster than the system can complete it. In knowledge work, this means releasing tasks according to available capacity. It also means providing information when it is needed and ensuring that it is accurate enough for the next activity to proceed. Just-in-time does not eliminate every buffer. Some margin may be necessary to absorb normal variation, respond to urgent needs, or protect critical services. The purpose is to make buffers intentional instead of allowing uncontrolled queues to grow everywhere. A healthy knowledge workflow balances efficiency with resilience. It avoids excessive inventory while maintaining enough capacity to respond when conditions change. Many knowledge work systems operate through push. Managers assign tasks whenever a request appears. Departments transfer work as soon as their own activity is finished. Digital platforms send notifications continuously. The next person receives work regardless of current capacity. This creates overloaded queues. A pull system works differently. New work enters an activity when capacity becomes available. The employee or team completes an existing task before pulling the next priority from a visible queue. This does not mean customers must wait without information. Requests can be registered, classified, and prioritized, but they should not all be released as active work. Work-in-progress limits are essential. A team might decide that only a defined number of items can be active in each workflow stage. When the limit is reached, the team does not start more work. It investigates why existing work is not flowing. Perhaps information is missing, and approval may be delayed. A specialist may have become a bottleneck. The limit makes the problem visible. Without it, new tasks hide the blocked work and increase the queue. If your digital board contains a large number of tasks permanently marked as in progress, tell us about it in the comments. How many tasks are genuinely active, and how many are simply waiting? Knowledge work depends on information. A task cannot flow when requirements are incomplete, data is unreliable, or people do not know which version of a document is current. Organizations often respond by sending more information. Employees are copied into long email chains, included in several meetings, and given access to large collections of documents. But information volume is not the same as information quality. Just-in-time information means providing what is necessary for the next decision or activity at the moment it becomes relevant. A good request should contain clear context, expected output, responsible owner, priority, deadline, and required evidence. The recipient should not need to search through several platforms to understand what must be done. Standard templates can help, especially in asynchronous and remote workflows. Visual management should also show whether a task is ready. If essential information is missing, the work should not be released as though it can begin. This prevents employees from starting tasks, discovering that they are blocked, and moving to something else. Reliable information reduces waiting, rework, clarification, and unnecessary task switching. A common management mistake is trying to keep every employee fully utilized. If someone has an open hour, another task is assigned. If a team appears to have available capacity, additional projects are launched. This may look efficient, but a system operating at maximum utilization becomes extremely sensitive to variation. An urgent request arrives, an employee becomes unavailable, or one task requires more analysis than expected. Because no capacity remains, everything begins to wait. Knowledge work contains uncertainty. Problems are not always clearly defined, and complex decisions do not always require a predictable amount of time. Teams need some capacity for variation, collaboration, learning, and improvement. This is not wasted capacity. It is what allows the system to respond without collapsing into permanent overload. Leaders should focus on flow efficiency, not simply resource utilization. The objective is to reduce the time between a customer request and a completed result. Sometimes that requires allowing people to finish existing work before receiving more. If this perspective is useful, give the video a like. It helps the channel reach more professionals interested in Lean Six Sigma and better ways of working. Just-in-time cannot work when priorities change every hour. If every manager can declare a task urgent, the team loses the ability to organize flow. Employees stop trusting the priority system because they know today's urgent request may be replaced tomorrow. Leaders must establish clear selection criteria. Customer risk, safety, quality, financial impact, regulatory requirements, and strategic importance may influence priority. The organization should also define who has authority to change the sequence. Expediting one task affects every other task in the queue. That trade-off should be visible. A simple prioritized backlog can help teams distinguish between work waiting to be released and work already active. Regular replenishment meetings may be used to select the next items according to capacity, but these meetings should remain short and focused. The goal is not to create another administrative routine. It is to protect the team from uncontrolled demand. Stable priorities allow employees to concentrate, complete work, and deliver results more consistently. Just-in-time for knowledge work is not about removing every margin or pressuring people to respond instantly. It is about controlling how work enters the system. Limit work in progress. Use pull instead of pushing tasks into overloaded queues. Provide reliable information when it is needed. Protect capacity for variation and keep priorities visible and stable. These practices reduce task switching, hidden queues, unfinished work, and cognitive overload. Most importantly, they shift attention from starting activities to completing value. In the next video, we will conclude this series by exploring predictive Lean Six Sigma and how organizations can identify risk before problems interrupt performance. Before you leave, subscribe to the Lean Six Sigma channel, give this video a like, and share it with a colleague whose task list continues growing. Then leave your answer in the comments. How many activities are you currently trying to complete at the same time? Productivity does not always increase when people begin more work. Very often, the fastest way to deliver more is to stop starting and start finishing.